This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. For more information, visit our website, ncarc.net. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Good evening, all. This is Kilo Zero Lima Alpha Oscar, and I will be your net control operator for the Amateur Radio Emergency Services Region 3 District 2 Net tonight. The mission of the Amateur Radio Emergency Services is to provide reliable and alternate communications to our served agencies in time of emergency, disaster, or national crisis. Our district serves agencies in Larimer and Weld County. My name is Luann, and I am located in Loveland, Colorado. This net meets every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. local time for the purpose of planning, practicing, and discussing the activities of the ARES Region 3 District 2 group. This is a directed net, and all traffic will go through net control. Before we get started, is there any emergency traffic for the net? If any emergency arises during the net, they break, and we will handle the emergency with top priority. Is there any formal NTS traffic for the net? This net is open to anyone licensed to operate on this repeater and is interested in amateur radio public service communications. This net is affiliated with the Amateur Radio Emergency Services of the American Radio Relay League. However, ARES, or ARRL, membership is not required to check in. This is Kilo Zero Lima Alpha Oscar, net control for the ARES R3D2 Net. This net will accept check-ins in order of ARES affiliation. All stations will have the opportunity to check in. However, please wait for your appropriate check-in group. Please remember to check out if you need to leave prior to the closing of the net. When checking in, please give the following: your call sign, first alphabetically, and then with the international phonetics, your name, your location, and whether or not you have announcements or comments for the net. I will now take check-ins from R3D2 served agency directors. Served agency directors only. Please check in now.
80UJK, Kilo Delta Zero, Uniform Juliet Kilo, Steve, none, Weld County EOC, and District AEC. No traffic.
This is KD02YU, Kilo Delta Zero, Tango Yankee Uniform. Joe here in Loveland, and I've got the train tonight for you, Luann.
AFM, this is November 0, Alpha Foxtrot Mike, Art in Estes Park, Larimer County, Director EOC.
This is KC0ZIE, Kilo Charlie Zero, Zulu India Echo. Darren, Director for Hospitals.
Next, I'd like to acknowledge KD0UJK, KD0TYU, N0AFM, and K0ZIE, Are there any more served agency directors who would like to check in? Hearing none, I will move on to take check-ins from stations on Echolink. Echolink stations only. Please check in now. I will now take check-ins from ARES members. ARES members only. Call suffix alpha through Mike.
KA6 ETE, it's Kilo Alpha 6 Echo Tango Echo, Jim in Loveland.
BIXV Whiskey Bravo Zero India X-Ray Victor Dave Estes Park Larimer County. No announcement.
The net would like to acknowledge KA6 ETE and WB0IXV. Dave, did I get that call sign correctly? You were breaking up a little bit.
You have the call sign correct.
Thank you very much. I will now take check-ins for ARES members, Alpha through Zulu.
WB5YXJ Whiskey Bravo 5 X-Ray Steve in Redhaven, Colorado. No traffic.
Would the Whiskey Victor station please come back? You're really rough into the repeater. Or try for the Whiskey Victor, and I believe there was a 4 in that. Please come back. We'll now take general check-ins. General check-ins with call suffix Alpha through Zulu.
W0RMP, Whiskey 0, Romeo, Mike, Papa, Bob, Estes Park. No message. And the former call-in was coming from WB5YXJ, Whiskey Bravo 5, Yankee X-Ray Juliet Steve from Glen Haven.
Thank you very much, Bob, for the relay. So that would be Whiskey Bravo 5, Yankee X-Ray Juliet.
Affirmative.
Acknowledge you, Bob. W0RMP. One more go-round for general check-ins, Alpha through Zulu.
W2MIC, Whiskey 2, Mike, India, Charlie, Mark, Fort Collins, no traffic.
The net has W2MIC. With the station doubling with Mark, please come back.
AI7PM.
evening, 8:07 p.m. And I think I got your call sign right for once. One more, Alpha through Zulu. Hearing no more check-ins, are there any announcements or comments for the net before we move on to training? Hearing none, we will go on to our weekly ARES R3D2 training from KD0TYU. Take it away, Joe.
Well, first of all, Luann, I want to thank you for a great job you do arranging this and also actually participating in these nets. I do appreciate that. I want to talk about a few things that I've kind of been concerned about if you go out in the field and actually do something. I'm going to let this drop for a minute. You know, you can't really expect repeaters to work all the time, okay? So an HT may be inadequate for a primary rig when you're out in the field, things like that. You could have limits on most of the repeaters that are nearby with a handheld. Also, there's severe limits for use for simplex range. Usually the average is anywhere from 2 to 5 feet, or I'm sorry, 2 to 5 miles. And the rubber duckies on a lot of these guys are just not that good. However, you should actually have one as a backup, possibly to walk around, talk to someone, happen to be in the field, and things like that on a simplex channel. So it's a good idea to have a good mobile as well as a handheld. Also, some of the operations you want to do is if you're taking some traffic from someone, listen to the traffic that's there. And only critical information should go on the air, but very, very carefully make sure that you do not editorialize whatsoever and stick to the facts. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification. If you don't understand it, if something happens to the radio or something like that, that's okay. Different things can happen, but don't be afraid not to do that. And keep all chatter off of the nets. And remember that background noise and various things like that on radios are not a good thing for an EOC or even a command center. So headsets are a very good thing to have. Now, if you take traffic from someone and you have to pass it, remember there's certain rules that we have that they may not have. Like, you don't want to mention someone's name, and you can actually go back to them. You have some rights to say, hey, I can't do that, and this is the reason why. Most of the people that I've worked with EOCs in Laramie and Weld County understand this, but some of them are brand new and they don't understand it. But they won't challenge you on this. You know, just make up something if they want to know. Well, like for instance, on these bicycle races and things like that, we do bib numbers. But make sure you don't pass that a name or anything like that to identify someone, because everybody is listening. When you're on the air, use plain English. Don't use 10 codes or Q codes. And I know that a lot of us are on HF, and we use some Q codes every now and then. But keep it as simple as possible, because the person on the other end may not understand what that Q code actually is. And speak very clearly. Don't rush. Don't mumble. And use your microphone the way it's supposed to be used, okay? Using ITU phonetics when spelling is a good thing to use, but only use ITU phonetics. Don't use someone else's type thing, because bottom line is the other person on the other end doesn't understand that very much. Pronounce numbers, excuse me, still got the cough, so they understand what they are, and minimize any type of extra words. Clear monitoring standby are very unnecessary to be able to do this type of. Guess I timed it out. Acknowledge all instructions. And nothing goes over the air unless it's clear to you what you're supposed to be saying. And lastly, use tactical calls if you'd like. But remember, with the end, you still have to give your call sign every 10 minutes. Mine would be TYU, and we've used this a lot for tactical calls back and forth. But every 10 minutes, you're still obligated by the FCC to basically say the KD0TYU or Kilo Delta Zero Tango Yankee uniform. So no amateur calls on commercial radios at all. If you've been through an Oxcom class, you understand that. But we don't use too many commercial radios unless you are an Oxcom user. Are there any questions? Well, Luann, I thank you very much for the time, and you're doing a great job. Back to Ned.
Thank you very much, Joe. Before closing, are there any additional stations who would like to check into the ARES R3D2 Net? If so, please call now.
Luann, this is NYLS, November 0, Yankee, Lima, Sierra, Mike in Livermore.
The net acknowledges N0YLS. Are there any other stations who would like to check in?
Alpha Echo 0 Charlie Foxtrot Ben AE0CF.
The net will acknowledge AE0CF. Good evening, Ben. One more time for late check-ins. Hearing none, I will now check each station out of the net. I will read your call sign, and please respond in kind with your FCC issued call sign. KD0UJK.
KD0UJK.
KD0TYU.
KD0TYU.
N0AFM.
And AFM, good evening.
KC0ZIE.
KC0ZIE.
KA6ETE.
KA6ETE.
WB0IXV.
D0IXV.
WB5YXJ.
W5YXJ.
W0RMP.
W0RMP.
W2MIC.
W2MIC. Thank you, Luann.
AI7PM.
AI 7 p.m.
YLS.
And Bella, good night.
And last but not least, AE0CF.
AE0CF, evening.
I would like to thank each station for checking in and the ANCARC for the use of their repeater this evening. All stations with appropriate privileges are invited to check into the statewide ARES HF Net on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on a frequency of 3.810 megahertz, and also the statewide ARES VHF Net on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 145.310 megahertz repeater using a tone of 88.5 hertz. For further information on the ARES R3D2, please go to www.coloradoares.r3d2.org. This evening, there were 13 check-ins, counting net control. The next scheduled ARES R3D2 Net will be next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. This is Kilo Zero, Lima Alpha Oscar, closing the net at 7:20 p.m. and returning the repeater to normal amateur radio use.